Etnyre is a leader in the road enhancement, road repair, road maintenance business.
We've had a non-family CEO since probably the 1940s. My grandfather was much more interested in the manufacturing and the engineering of what was going on out in the shop.
When I first talked to Bill, I felt a very strong connection that he had the same intent and the values that he really wanted to make a difference in the world. You know, you talk about ESG. We didn't call it ESG.
So we decided, man, what are we going to call this? ESG and all these jargony acronyms. And then I said, well, why don't we call it our Etnyre way?
Our Etnyre way has a purpose behind it. Our Etnyre way is an intentional move towards a greater purpose.
There was no plan for who would come after the chair. Once my cousin, who was in my father's generation, asked me if I would like to be chair of the board, and I didn't say, hell yes, I really would. Oh, well, we don't need to worry about that. You're going to live forever, right? So kind of deferred that, and then he had a stroke, and 5 days later, he was dead. My cousin Don, it was his father who had died, kind of are looking at each other, and Don says, well, Bill, you're the oldest, plus you've been on the board the longest, so you can be chair. I said, there must be something written about being chairs of family businesses. For a year, I read many books about family businesses, being chairs of boards. I said, oh my God, it's a lot more than running meeting. So we did create a succession plan for family directors, and we set up a really pretty rigorous program, ran it through the family council, the governance committee of the board, and came up with a process that says no longer is it an entitlement for the male members. We have to really think about this, and not just for the next chair, but for 20 and 30 years. How do we nourish talent, develop talent? I think this is one of the challenges of a family business. There's one chair. So it's probably going to mean some tough conversations with family. And I think it's a really good idea not just to have family on there. You got to get people outside the family.
And at the end of the day, we have to remember that businesses are not about machines. Businesses are about people.
It's our concept, the overarching concept of how we do well by doing good.
We actually want social good, and we're trying to establish more and more social good within the context of our business.